My name is Chris Hession. I am one of the people behind the AutoCAD Facebook page that you're probably watching us on now. So first of all, I want to say thank you for being a fan of ours. It's been a great honor to connect with all of you out there and share some AutoCAD news and hear from you. Tonight, we are launching our set of broadcasts from AU. So for those of you who don't know, Autodesk University is our annual user group conference. Today we're in Las Vegas. We actually have conferences around the world. The Las Vegas one is our big one, and I am honored to introduce to you Chris Bradshaw, our Chief Marketing Officer here at Autodesk. So Chris, what can we look? It's the Chris Show, and just wait, we actually have one more Chris coming up. So what can we expect this year at AU?
Well, Chris, so at Autodesk University is probably most famous for all of the classes. And so we have more than 900 classes that are being offered through Autodesk University here in Las Vegas, as well as online. And so those are classes that have traditionally been for users to get tips and tricks and become more productive with their software, taught by fantastic instructors who do a lot of preparation. So they're great classes. I invite everybody to look at those online. New this year are some innovation forums. So we've got 6 innovation forums that are looking at things besides just productivity gains from our software, looking at big trends like cloud and mobility, and looking at the future of model-based design. We've got a lot of great outside speakers involved with those innovation forums. So, and that's a new thing here. I think, though, you know, probably one of the biggest reasons that people come back to AU each year is for the networking. You know, there's a lot of social contact in between classes. We do a lot of socials here, a few parties, so that's good. But you know, people get a chance to meet other people just like them who are having the same challenges, same opportunities. You know, so it's a great networking environment. That's great. And I'm guessing AU has changed a little bit since the first one that you came to. Yeah, just a little bit. So we have more than 8,000 people here. Certainly the first one I went to, which goes back probably 15 years, we certainly didn't have a virtual or online event then. So a lot of changes in terms of, but you know, the fundamentals of people coming together and learning the software, those things have always sort of held true, and the networking opportunity, it's just gotten a lot larger. And it's gone online. Mm-hmm. That's great. And for those of you watching us online, be sure to ask your questions in the chat box. You can ask your question directly to Chris. Before we get to those, so our AutoCAD Facebook friends have been hearing a lot about cloud and suites and a lot of the new things that Autodesk has been doing. Can you give us your thoughts around, you know, where that's all going and why Autodesk is in that space? Sure. So it's a good question. So I think let's talk first about cloud. You know, there's a lot of talk about cloud. I'd say there's a lot of hype about software, desktop software moving to the cloud. You know, our approach has been, what does the cloud offer designers, AutoCAD users? What can they leverage from the cloud? And so we've really been very intentional, not just sort of throwing our desktop products up into the cloud, but looking at things like infinite computing capability that the cloud offers. So being able to do things like simulation and analysis and rendering. And then I'd say the other category is sort of the collaboration space, you know, allowing people to share drawings, being able to access them from anywhere on any device at any time. I think these are frankly challenges that designers and engineers have had for, you know, since the beginning of time. So the ability to now have a tablet or a smartphone or some other mobile device, and the ability to access your engineering information, your drawings, your renders, what have you, is a natural for the cloud. So I think that's sort of the cloud linked to the mobile. I think with suites, you know, one of the things about suites is we've come to learn that, you know, a lot of our customers were using more of our technology than we actually understood and recognized. Mm-hmm. For a long time, we thought about users of AutoCAD or a user of Revit, and we discovered that people were using more than one product, and 2 and 3. And so I think it's a little bit natural thing for us to put those together to get people more productivity. And it's frankly been a forcing function for us to have to increase the interoperability across those products. And I think that's good for everybody. Absolutely. And back to the cloud. I hope
all of you AutoCAD fans are using AutoCAD WS today. It's if you haven't, download it from either the iTunes App Store or your favorite Android store, and you can use it on the go. And then you can actually also access it through your browser.
And you will be one of 3 million people doing it because AutoCAD WS now has more than 3 million downloads. So you won't be alone.
Right, right. So last question that I have for you. A lot of the people that are watching today are maybe in the beginning part of their careers. They may be in school. Do you have any career advice or any thoughts on things that they should focus on?
Don't go into marketing. No, seriously. So I think when new technologies come, like cloud, like mobile, I think it's very natural for people who are, and I'm sure many of the people watching this webcast are very comfortable with things like Facebook and the cloud and mobile solutions. And I think we certainly see huge opportunities to sort of unlock our design applications and make them applicable for those devices. So I would invite you to look at not only sort of the traditional things, AutoCAD, we talked about AutoCAD WS, but there's a whole host of new things that we've also been bringing. 123D Sculpt, Tinkerbox, 123D Make, and Catch. So I think there's a big proliferation of new applications that we're bringing. Today, more than 1 million people per day access our consumer mobile applications, whether they be cloud-based or they be application downloads. So I think there's just an explosion of new things to look at and explore and take advantage of.
Yeah, and one little plug for those. I think the great thing about some of these consumer apps, I think most of them are free, right? So you can just access and download and go to town.
That's why you don't want to go into marketing, because it's all free.
Yeah, we always want to give things away for free.
Exactly.
So Gabrielle is behind the camera here, and she is looking at some of your questions coming in. Gabrielle, do we have anything coming in?
Absolutely. So Chris, there's been a lot, Mr. Bradshaw, actually. There's been a lot of talk about AutoCAD applications for iPad and other tablet devices. Can you give any information on those particular applications?
You mean add-ons for AutoCAD WS? So that's something that we believe is very important. We sort of see this mobile platform as being like AutoCAD 30 years ago. So absolutely getting development partners and people extending AutoCAD WS is something we're working hard on and trying to encourage more developers. We have an API for AutoCAD WS, so we definitely see a future with lots of add-ons for AutoCAD WS.
Here's another question. How many Autodesk universities have you personally attended?
Oh my goodness, a lot. So let me start with, I joined Autodesk in 1991, so this is my 20th year, and I've been to Autodesk University or its predecessors, which had different names, CAD Camp and some other things, and I've been to every single one as I've been in the company. So, but it's not quite 20 because we weren't doing AUs all the way back 20 years ago.
What are you most excited about this year?
Every year for me, it's getting a chance to mingle and talk to the people who come here, whether it's the instructors who are teaching the classes who work so hard to put together really killer classes, all the attendees. I really enjoy the hallway conversations and getting a chance to hear directly from our customers about what works, what doesn't work, what they'd rather see. But I think this year, probably again, back to the innovation forums, I think those are really special. We've done a lot of work to bring in some really stellar outside people to invigorate those. So I'm most looking forward, frankly, to the innovation forums this year.
Well, beyond actually talking to our Facebook friends, right?
Of course,
yeah.
Of course.
And how can our Facebook fans who aren't attending physically, how can they get involved? How can they experience a little bit of AU this year?
Right, so they can go and watch it on the internet. We're streaming many of the sessions here, and we're also recording, I think, every single session. So those will all be available for people to view certainly after the fact. So
Yep, and we've got we're going to be joined in just a minute by another Chris Snyder, who is our host for AU Virtual this year. So stay tuned. In about 2 minutes, we're going to be telling you all about that stuff.
Great. Is there anything else that you can that you want to say about AU in particular this year?
I think I'm one of the things that we're showcasing also new this year is a lot of our consumer applications. So we talked about Tinkerbox, and there are many other things like Instructables and Pixlr and so on. And so we have a studio here where we're allowing our more traditional professional customers to get introduced to those. And so I think I would encourage all of you guys out there to check out all those new things that we have coming out. I know it's hard to virtually attend the studio, but there's a lot of really killer new applications there.
Right. It's like a playground here for designers, but they can all download the apps and play with them themselves.
They can, and yeah, absolutely.
So, all right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We'll do a quick little transition, and
all right. And thanks very much for having me, Chris, and everybody enjoy AU virtually, and I appreciate being here.
Awesome. Thanks.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Next up on the hot seat.
Wow. Well, we keep this Chris party going, huh?
That's right. That's right. This is just going to be an all Chris Facecast. So,
absolutely.
Chris Neider is our host this year for AU Virtual. Can you tell us a little bit about what AU Virtual is?
Yeah, absolutely. Basically, what AU Virtual is if you can't be here on site in Las Vegas, it's the next best thing. It's a great way to access on-demand content, over 200 classes, 3 languages, ranging across all different products for all the latest releases. So it's really a great opportunity to see and kind of stay in touch with everything going on here. And for on-demand classes, you can't beat it. The best news is this year, it's free.
That's
free
awesome.
Free of charge, 100%.
And the classes basically run the full set of our design products, right?
Absolutely, across the board, all industries.
That's great. And then, so this year we're doing something extra special. So Chris mentioned AU Virtual is free. We're actually going to be bringing it to you within the AutoCAD Facebook page. So it should be simple for you. You just click over from where you are and access AU Virtual. But there's also a full AU Virtual website. You want to just talk a little bit about that?
So the full AU Virtual website is autodesk.com/AU Virtual, and we're excited because it's kicking off tomorrow. So tomorrow's a big day.
Yeah. That's great. And now when we talked last time, you mentioned there's going to be some live streaming as well as some classes that people can access. Is that right?
Absolutely. Yeah. There's going to be some live streaming, some classes, as well as one of the big benefits of accessing the content is going to be Q&A.
Yeah.
It's going to be an opportunity for you to get your questions answered for all the classes. We have a turnaround time of about 24 hours we're looking at, so it's a great way to get your questions answered.
Right, and boy, so often when we're looking at some of the questions that are coming in, answering some of the questions on the AutoCAD Facebook page, they're all about how can I learn such and such? How can I learn such and such? Well, where do folks go to see the class catalog for AU Virtual?
Yeah, you can just go to autodesk.com/AU Virtual for the full class list.
Autodesk.com/AU Virtual. We'll just hammer that URL at you back and over and over. So anyhow, Gabrielle, do we have any questions coming in for Chris on AU Virtual?
Yes, there is one. When can I go and access AU Virtual?
Well, the classes, you can go and register now at the URL we gave, autodesk.com/AU Virtual. And AU Virtual runs from November 29th and 30th, so starting tomorrow morning.
I'm an AutoCAD user. How many classes will be available to me over AU Virtual?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think we talked about 40.
Yeah, I thought it was more like, I thought it was around double that, but there's
maybe it is more. Okay.
At least 40. There's going to be a lot of classes for
Absolutely.
AutoCAD users where you can learn not just the latest stuff. Yes, you'll be able to learn all the latest stuff, but also really strengthen some of your foundational AutoCAD skills, which is a good thing.
Right.
What classes other than AutoCAD labeled classes should I take as an AutoCAD user? Are there any mobile classes I can take that will complement my AutoCAD skills?
That's a good question. You know, I'm not sure specifically about mobile, but the best place would be go to the website and check out the content and the agenda to see what best fits your needs.
Yeah, yeah. And there's definitely classes, you know, which touch on the range of the products within the Autodesk Design Suite, which a lot of our AutoCAD users have been moving to. So, you know, that's another area I'd recommend that people look at.
And Chris, I know we set some aggressive goals this year. I think we're looking at 30,000 plus people accessing the AU virtual content. So I think we're looking to hit those goals and maybe even exceed them.
That's right. So all of you AutoCAD fans, click on over to AU Virtual, check it out. You know, it's free learning, and the learning is from basically the content experts.
Absolutely. This first year we've really done it free too. We've done this in the previous years, but this is the first year we've made it 100% free of charge.
Yep.
I hear there are some great buttons that are being given out at AU this year. I don't see any.
I should have one.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't see you wearing any.
Here we go. We
but,
got a button coming in.
Yeah, there's some really neat ones. Oh,
Beauty of
there's one.
Facecast.
There's one.
Nothing like a formal
I
live
love
on-screen
AutoCAD.
presentation.
Can I get a virtual one?
So we have.
This came up last time too, didn't it, Chris?
It did. The buttons are popular. So, two big buttons this year. One, I Heart AutoCAD, and it says AU 2011, and then one, a little Facebook thumbs up for the AutoCAD Facebook page. So, Chris, I want you to wear this.
Absolutely, I will.
For the next
I'll wear
3
it proud.
days.
Yeah.
Don't take it off. Okay, so I think that's probably all the questions, or do we have any others?
I think that's it.
Okay.
Great.
Well, that concludes our inaugural Facecast from AU. Tomorrow, we're actually going to be doing 3 of these. At 10:15 tomorrow morning Pacific time, we're going to be interviewing one of our great customers who's actually going to be giving the AU keynote. So that's going to be fun. And then in the afternoon, we've also got another kind of surprise topic Facecast. And then tomorrow evening, we are going to be joined by Amar Hansball, who's the Senior Vice President of the AutoCAD Business Unit, the Platform Solutions division within Autodesk, as well as one of our star customers, a person by the name of Marcelo Martino. So tune in tomorrow. We've got 3 Facecasts. We'll remind you on the Facebook page. So anyway, we hope to see you then.